Welcome back to the English Pulse. Today we are opening our mailbag to read a letter from a listener named Daniel. Daniel works in an office in Toronto, and last week he told a coworker, "I could care less about the new schedule." His coworker burst out laughing, but not because he agreed.
Oh, Daniel, that little phrase means the exact opposite of what he wanted to say. And honestly, James, you have made that very same mistake before.
What? Me? Okay, maybe once, or twice, or every single week.
Every single week. So today, we are going to fix it. We are sharing 10 English idioms that learners, and one specific co-host, keep getting wrong. Daniel, we have you covered. Let's listen in. James will read his letter.
Dear English Pulse, I have been studying English for 6 years, and I thought my idioms were solid. But last week I said I could care less to a coworker, and he laughed in my face. Then my friend said he was going to a concert, and I told him to face the music. I thought I was being supportive. Now my whole office thinks I am either very funny or very confused. Please help me figure out which idioms I am using wrong. Daniel.
Daniel, this letter hits right in the heart. So many learners know these phrases almost right. The wrong word, the wrong situation, or a direct translation from their own language. That feeling of being almost right is the worst. It really is, James. So here is how today works. For each idiom, James is going to use it the wrong way, because, let's be honest, he is an expert at that.
I am sitting right here.
I know. And then I'll give you the fix, what it really means, and a real example you can copy. Stick around for the pair at the end, 2 idioms so close that even advanced speakers mix them up. Let's start with the one that got Daniel in trouble.
I could care less. I say this all the time.
And that is exactly the problem. If you say, I could care less, you're telling people that you do care, because it's still possible for you to care less than you do right now.
Wait, so I've been saying the opposite of what I mean?
Yes, the correct phrase is, I couldn't care less. It means you care so little that it's impossible to care any less. Zero interest.
So next time my annoying neighbor tells me about his stamp collection, I say, I couldn't care less about stamps.
Perfect. See? You're learning already. Write this one down. It's the most common mistake in today's whole list. Now, what about the next idiom from Daniel's letter?
Next up is under the weather. Obviously, it means you got caught in the rain, right? Like you're literally standing under the weather.
James, no, that is not it at all. If you're feeling under the weather, it means you feel sick or unwell. It has nothing to do with rain.
So if I say, I can't come to work, I'm feeling under the weather, I do not need to show anyone a weather report?
Exactly. You're just saying you're a little ill. We usually use it for something mild, a cold, a headache, not anything serious.
So last week when I told you I was under the weather and you asked if I had my umbrella, you were joking?
I was, yes. And you stood there holding that umbrella indoors for 10 minutes.
It felt safer. But speaking of Daniel's letter, let's look at Face the Music. Daniel thought this meant going to a concert, and honestly, it sounds beautiful.
It does not mean that. To face the music means to accept the unpleasant consequences of your actions, or to take the criticism you deserve.
Oh, so when I forgot to send the team newsletter and you said, time to face the music, you were not inviting me to a party.
Definitely not. You had to stand up in the meeting and tell everyone you forgot. That was you facing the music.
That was a very sad meeting. Now the idiom makes much more sense. But here's one I always picture literally. Touch and go. You touch something and then you go. A physical action.
Wrong again, James. Touch and go describes a situation that's uncertain or risky. You honestly don't know if it will succeed or fail.
So it's like a football match in the final minute. It's touch and go whether we win.
Exactly. And we often use it for something serious. For example, it was touch and go for a while after the surgery, but she's recovering well now.
Got it. Nothing to do with touching.
Please do not touch things. Now, James, quick quiz. What does blood is thicker than water mean?
Easy. Family comes first. Your relatives matter more than your friends. My uncle told me that when I missed his birthday.
And that's the big surprise today. Most people use it that way, but the original full saying is actually the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb.
Wait, what? So it means the opposite?
It means the bonds you choose, your close friends, the people you make real promises to, can be stronger than the family you're simply born into.
So my uncle was using it wrong to make me feel guilty?
Possibly, yes, but be gentle with him. Almost everyone uses it the modern way now.
I'm going to have a very interesting conversation at the next family dinner. But speaking of things that sound negative but are used positively, what about break a leg? This one always confused me. If I say that to a friend before their play, I'm basically wishing them an injury.
No, that's the trick of it. Break a leg means good luck. It's what you say to a performer before they go on stage. But there's a very important rule you need to remember with this one, James. This idiom is always kept in the exact same form. Break a leg. You must never use it with a possessive form like break your leg or break his leg. If you change it to a possessive pronoun, the meaning changes completely, and you literally become a person who is wishing bad luck or a physical injury on someone.
Oh, wow, note taken. So when you told me break a leg before my presentation, you wanted me to do well, not to fall off the stage.
Exactly. Although, for the record, you did trip over the projector cable.
And then I had to face the music with the whole team.
See, now you're using the idioms correctly. Full circle. Let's move on to the next one.
Next up is hit the books. That sounds violent. Do I punch my textbooks?
Please don't. To hit the books means to study hard, nothing to do with actually hitting anything.
So I have an exam tomorrow, so I need to hit the books means I need to study.
Exactly. And knowing you, James, you'll hit the books the night before, like you do every single time.
That's my system. It's been working poorly.
Let's look at another common one, piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Everyone loves cake. So this one is easy. It means something delicious.
No, James. If something is a piece of cake, it means it's very easy. But careful, don't use it for something that actually took you a lot of effort.
Right, so passing my driving test was not a piece of cake.
Correct. You failed twice.
Why do you remember every single one of my mistakes?
It's my favorite hobby. We're more than halfway through. Before the final pair, if this is helping you, hit that like button. It helps more B1 and B2 learners find this episode. Now, let's dive into the pair I promised at the beginning, spill the beans and let the cat out of the bag. Both mean to reveal a secret, but there's a real difference.
There is?
To spill the beans usually means you reveal a secret on purpose. To let the cat out of the bag usually means you reveal it by accident.
Oh no, so last week when I told the whole team about the surprise party, which one did I do?
You let the cat out of the bag, James. You didn't spill the beans. You dropped the entire bag and the cat ran through the office.
That explains why everyone stopped whispering when I walked in.
Quick test. You choose to tell your sister what her birthday gift is. What did you do?
I spilled the beans on purpose.
Exactly. And if you mention it without meaning to while you're talking?
Then I let the cat out of the bag.
Perfect. You've been paying attention. Let's do a quick recap before we give you your mission. Number 1, I couldn't care less, not I could care less.
Number 2, under the weather means feeling sick, not standing in the rain. Number 3, face the music means accepting consequences, not going to a concert.
Number 4, touch and go is an uncertain or risky situation, not a physical action.
Number 5, blood is thicker than water is really about the bonds we choose. Number 6, break a leg means good luck.
Number 7, hit the books means study. Number 8, piece of cake means easy. Number 9, spill the beans is revealing a secret on purpose.
And number 10, let the cat out of the bag is revealing it by accident. And for our final tip, Here's today's 24-hour curiosity spark. We challenge you to a mission over the next 24 hours.
Take just one of today's idioms, the one that you've been getting wrong the longest, and use it correctly tomorrow in a real conversation.
For everyone watching, we want to see your progress. Drop a comment below using our simple one-sentence format. Just type, "I used to think blank meant blank, but now I know it means blank." We'll read every single one.
Daniel, we are looking forward to your report. Your coworkers will be very impressed, or at least very relieved.
If you want to keep improving your English every single week, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss an episode.
Thank you for hanging out with us today on the English Pulse. Keep practicing, stay curious, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye!